So you decided to go with the premium WordPress. Let's see how it is. WPX, my hosting of choice. Your site's going to be fast. It's going to be awesome. Of course, you need to learn how to install WordPress on the WPX and kind of clear out, do some basic housekeeping on how to kind of set it up for success. And that's what we're going over right here, right now on the WPJon show. I didn't even introduce myself. I should say who I am. You guys probably know who I am by now, right? But it's their first time. I'm Jon DeBach, and this is the WPJon show. I'll just cut that in earlier. Note to self. Don't put that after everything. Put it after, before the intro rolls and I go boop boop.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Jon DeBach. I've been building websites for companies and bloggers for over 10 years. Here on WPJon, I teach you everything I know about WordPress and digital marketing so you can create amazing freaking websites that make money, money, money. So WPX is my fast, amazing host of choice. I use them for all my own personal websites or websites I build for clients unless they insist on something else. And it's awesome. Of course, we've showed you how to do the sign-up process and get a hosting account with WPX. We've also showed you, or we. I keep saying we. I'm a I. It's too much professional culture. I've showed you how to connect it to a domain. So you have your domain and your hosting and you connect the two, and now you have this WPX hosting account, but you don't have WordPress running on it yet. So I'm going to show you how to install WordPress and how to kind of clear it out for you. And this will also show you how to install WordPress on a secondary host. So if by chance WPX did install WordPress for you, but you have a basic site which comes with 5 websites, you might want to know, well, how do I start a new website with WPX? This is how you do it as well. Same kind of process. So we're going to jump into the computer here. The first thing you're going to want to do is log in. So once you've logged in, you'll see typically a dashboard, but if for some reason you don't, you can always go under the My Services tab. And under there, we'll click on WordPress hosting, which I think is their only service they offer, but they still label it as a service. So, and we have the WordPress hosting package over here. So we're going to click on the WordPress hosting Manage tab, just like that. And you'll see that the main site that you register with is going to be the one. So I started this particular account when I started my startup Larker.com with my co-founder Sean Kearns. He started, I'm the co-founder. But if you don't know what Larker is, you should check it out. It's a mental health app that is amazing and will help heal the world, we hope. So if you click on it, though, you'll see all the sites in your account get listed under your websites tab. So this is the main dashboard, and this will show you your name servers that we went over for the name server, kind of connecting the domain name video. And then you'll also see on the left is the website SSL tab. This is the tab that you're going to use the most. I never use, just so you know, I never use the cloud or the file manager almost ever. Backups I've never had to use. Email boxes I don't recommend using. I recommend using G Suite. Databases I use once in a while if I'm restoring a site, but generally speaking, the only tab I use on here is the website and SSL. WordPress is so good that I generally only need to install the site, and then it kind of handles everything for me. Another thing I love about them. So if you click on websites and SSL, you'll see all the websites you've created as well as how many you have left in your account. I've used 25 of 35 on this particular WPX account I have. And you'll see I have this test.wpjon.com. That's what we're going to be using for the demonstration because it takes a bit of time to install a WordPress site. And by a bit, I mean about 5 to 10 minutes. And that's not a lot of time, but if you're watching the video and I'm just sitting here like this, installing and waiting, my feeling is you'll probably move on to another video. So I've done it in advance. But I'm going to show you how to do another one right now. It's very simple. You're going to click the big orange Add a New Website at the bottom of the screen here. I never use their staging platform. I kind of feel like it's more hassle than it's worth. I'd rather just go ahead and build the website from scratch. But there are reasons to use it. Unless you're a web developer, though, chances are it's not going to apply to you, because you're not developing websites for other people just yet. So. Okay, so we're going to click on the Add Orange or Add New Website, the orange button. And when we click it, we will see a modal that pops up. And it's going to ask you, first of all, if it's a top-level domain or a subdomain. So when you're doing a subdomain, that's when you have something before your website name and then a dot. So in my case, it's test.wpjon.com. And so that's a subdomain. It's kind of like a separate website that exists on your domain. It's a thing. You're not going to use it really. So you're going to use top level domain instead of subdomain or alias hub. So this is where you type in your website name, and we'll just make up one. So like not a real website. You can put whatever you want in this box, and if you don't connect the domain to the host, it won't work. So for testing purposes, this is totally fine. I'm also not going to click, the final button, so it's okay. We'll be fine. Then you're going to want to click Install WordPress, and very conveniently, they add this Install SSL certificate option right here at the bottom. One thing I will say though is it doesn't always work. So we're going to have a separate video on the SSLs, but every time I've clicked on this on WPX, at least as of December of 2019, I get an error saying that they couldn't install it. So I think this is something, it's a new feature, but they're still working the kinks out. So I typically don't check it just yet. So I'm going to click on the green next button. And then this is where you add your admin details for the WordPress site. This is actually what you're going to use to log into your WordPress site. So I'm going to leave it as my Rhino Marketing Group email, which is the other company I use for web design. For my admin username, I typically am going to want to change that to something I can remember, like my name or my code name. I personally have a nickname. It's called Coolest Guy in the World, and you are free to refer to me that way if you ever send me an email. Oh, and look, we have a modal that's popped up. This is a bit finicky of a system. I notice if you click kind of anywhere or in the wrong way, this little modal will pop up saying, hey, you're going to close the window, and you did not intend to close the window. Just hit the red no so you can keep going. I'm going to hit John DeBach is cool as the name right there. You can put whatever admin username you'd like. And then in the password, I typically use the generate password. And then I copy and paste it somewhere where I can remember it. But again, if you don't remember the password, you can always do the forgot password in WordPress once it's installed, and it will email it to you. And then once you've copied it and you have all these fields filled out, all you have to do is click Create Website, this button right here, and it's going to install and create the WordPress website install for you. It will take some time, like I said, about 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll say, hey, we're installing this for you. We'll let you know. Just come back and check. Once that's installed, you have a default WordPress website install, which is going to look a lot like the one that I built for tests. So let's take a look at that website and what it looks like. So here it is. It's a simple WordPress site. What I like about them is they don't add a lot of fluff. This is just the 2020 theme, I think, from WordPress, the repository. So let's take a look at the dashboard. I took the liberty of logging in. I think we already went over that, but if not, real quickly, to log into WordPress, especially on a default WPX install, you just go to the website's homepage and then hit /, which is under the question mark, and hit WP-admin. That is the default place right there to log into just about any WordPress site, WP-admin. That's something you should definitely remember. Hit enter. And you know what? Let me log out so you can see what it looks like if you are not logged in. So this is what it looks like if you go to WP-admin and you're not logged in. And then I think I've saved this. Yep, I've saved it to my LastPass account, which is a great password software you should look into. And then I hit login with my username and password, and we're into the dashboard. Bing, bang, boom. So this is the WordPress dashboard, and you'll see under appearances, themes, they've installed a few themes. We're using the 2020 theme. You can leave these installed. They don't take a lot of space. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll click and delete these, and the way to do that is just to click on them, and then over here in the corner, hit the red delete button. Again, you don't need to do that, but I do like to keep a pretty tidy dashboard, so sometimes I will delete those. And then let's take a look at posts. There is your default WordPress Hello World post. I typically delete that. So this is the Hello World post. If you hover over it, you'll see a trash option, and I trash that. And then I'll look under pages. So if we click on pages, this is the default WordPress pages that are installed. A privacy policy, which is kind of required legally, especially in America and the EU even more so, and a sample page. Typically what I do is I change the sample page to the home page. So I'll show you how to do that. I hover over it, and I typically hit the edit button, or you could just click the sample page text itself, and it will take you to the edit screen for the sample page. And over here, I will just change this to homepage, just to read home. The other thing I'll change is the permalink. So I'll edit. Once I've changed this to home, I will click on this white bordered box button that has edit in it so that I can change sample page to home page. I have another video that goes over custom permalinks and how to set those all up, but for now I think that's all you need to know. And then to edit, or not to edit, but to publish all the changes on any post or page, you're going to hit this blue update button, which is right here. And once it's updated, you'll see if we go back to the pages list on our left-hand side, you don't see sample page anymore, you see home page. So now that's the home page, but it's not on the home. Right now, if I went to my site, you'll see that it's recent comments, and it's not exactly what I want. So what you want is you want the home page, which is this page, to be your home page when someone goes to it. And right now it's not the URL, it's home. The reason for that is WordPress is first and foremost a blogging platform, so it assumes you want to put your blogs on your homepage and not a homepage, which is ironic, or not ironic, it's just strange because almost nobody does that. Everybody kind of designs their own homepage these days. So if you go to your pages, or not your pages, if you go to your dashboard and you look under your settings, you will see in the settings a reading tab or a reading option. You're going to want to go there to set your homepage. So if we go to settings, reading, and then under your homepage displays, we're going to click static display and select the homepage. So these are the two things you're going to want to take a look for. Static page, home page, and then at the bottom here, you're going to want to click Save Changes. Once you do that, your home page, if you just type in the main URL, is the actual page that you selected. So if someone said, hey, I have a new website, it's kidwebdesign.com, and you selected your homepage to be your homepage in that screen I just showed, that would end up being your homepage. That's the basics of how to set up WordPress. There's obviously a lot more to go into, how to add posts and pages, how to style it, how to style a theme, to make your website pretty and all that stuff. All those are separate videos I have coming up if they're not already released. But I think this kind of gets you up and running with WordPress. You have a default theme installed, you have your homepage set up, and you've gotten rid of all the bloat posts and pages. I don't think, let me just double check before I sign off here, but I don't think, okay, they do have one. So there are two, I should mention this, there are two default plugins that WordPress installs on just about every installation, and that is Akismet Anti-Spam, because comments on posts and pages do get a lot of spam on WordPress sites, and it definitely helps to combat that in a big way. And then the second one is Hello Dolly, which is just a default plugin just to show you that how plugins work. So the first thing I typically will do on the plugins panel is delete the Hello Dolly plugin because I don't need it. And then WPX installs the W3 Total Cache plugin, which is a fantastic plugin. You should totally leave it there. What it does is it helps cache your site to make it faster to load. So you don't have to set up any kind of configurations. They do a really good job right out of the box. Just leave it there. It just helps your site speed up. But to delete a plugin, all you have to do is click on that red delete button right there and then hit OK if you get a pop-up box, and it's gone. Poof, disappeared. The Akismet Anti-Spam plugin you will see is not active, and there's a whole video I have over what plugins are and how they work and what's active versus deactive or deactivated, but it's not active. The reason is you have to sign up for a WordPress.com account and configure it. So it's there, it's installed as a suggestion to use it, but then you'd have to configure it and sign up for an account. So for now, they leave it as deactive, and I'm not going to deal with it at this moment, but it is definitely a plugin you should look into getting. Whew. That was a bit longer than I had thought, but we are done. We have a website installed on WPX, we have our homepage set up, and we are ready to roll. We are going to make this website smoking hot with lots of great pages and lots of amazing posts, and it will be easy to run. So I'm excited to show you the next step. Again, I am WPJon. Nope. No, I'm not. I am John DeBach from WPJon. I gotta get this right. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.